Welcome to EnfinityCast, the podcast where we explore the boundless stories that shape our world. I'm your host, Elias Whitlock, and joining me as always is my co-host and fellow historian, Rhett Azure. Rhett, it's great to have you.
Great to be here, Elias.
Today, we're turning the pages back to the 19th century, to a time when the world of medicine was a fortress, exclusively guarded by men. We're talking about the first female doctors, the women who didn't just knock on the door, but broke it down.
It's a powerful topic. It's easy to take for granted the presence of women in medicine today, but their entry was a genuine battle, fought on both institutional and societal fronts. The word pioneer barely does them justice.
It really doesn't. And you can't start this conversation without mentioning Elizabeth Blackwell. Born in England in 1821, she moved to the U.S. and felt a calling to medicine. But when she tried to apply to medical school, she was met with, universal rejection. She was told to disguise herself as a man.
The story of her acceptance is almost comical if it weren't so indicative of the absurdity of the time. Geneva Medical College in New York only accepted her because the faculty, unwilling to make the decision, put it to a student vote. The students, thinking it was a joke, voted unanimously to admit her.
And the joke was on them. She graduated first in her class in 1849, becoming the first woman to earn a medical degree in the United States. But graduation wasn't the finish line. She struggled to find work. Hospitals wouldn't hire her, and landlords wouldn't even rent her office space.
Which is why she took matters into her own hands. She, along with her sister, Dr. Emily Blackwell, and Dr. Marie Zakrevska, founded the New York Infirmary for Indigent Women and Children in 1857. It was a hospital staffed entirely by women for women. It was a revolutionary act of creating a space where none was given.
And while Blackwell was breaking down one barrier, another incredible pioneer was facing even greater ones. I'm talking about Dr. Rebecca Lee Crumpler.
Yes, if being a woman in medicine was a monumental hurdle, being an African-American woman was an entirely different scale of challenge. Crumpler worked as a nurse for 8 years before she was accepted into the New England Female Medical College.
In 1864, she became the first African-American woman in the U.S. to earn a medical degree. And this was at the very end of the Civil War. Think about that context.
It's staggering. After the war, she moved to Virginia, believing it to be, in her words, a proper field for real missionary work. She worked with the Freedmen's Bureau to provide medical care to freed slaves who were being denied care by white physicians. The racism and sexism she must have endured, it's almost unimaginable.
She later wrote one of the first medical books by an African-American author, a book of medical discourses. It was based on the journals she kept during her years in practice, focusing on the health of women and children.
These women, Blackwell, Crumpler, and so many others, weren't just seeking a career. They were fighting for the fundamental right to care and to be cared for by people who understood their experiences. They built the institutions, wrote the books, and established the precedents that future generations would build upon.
They truly did. Their resilience wasn't just about personal ambition. It was creating a legacy of access and equality in a field that desperately needed it. And that's all the time we have for today on EnfinityCast. A huge thank you to Rhett Azure for the insightful conversation. Join us next time as we explore another story from our infinite past.